What's up, everybody? Wanted to chat today about diets, food plans, why they're all the same, why it doesn't have to be confusing for everyone anymore, because you only have to know three main things as to how all these marketing and keto, Mediterranean diets, paleo diet, Whole30 diet, all of them basically boil down to three things. First of all is going to be, they all want you to have limited carbs. Why? Your body uses carbs for energy. When it doesn't use it for energy, it's going to store it as fat. So understanding you don't need as many carbs. We crave carbs, and the reason why we crave carbs is because when you have bread, have pasta, have some sort of carbs or sugar, your body spikes it with dopamine, which is your happy hormone, because it's filled with sugar and it just heightens those senses. But then after that, it crashes. So then it wants more of it. So then you're eating more of it, and then it crashes, then it wants more, and then it crashes. And that's where you start to gain so much weight, is because we eat too many carbs, which then if we don't use it as energy, gets stored as fat for long-term energy later. So all of these diets are gonna tell you to drop, or like keto or Atkins, totally eliminate carbs altogether. You do get some carbs and vegetables and that, so it's not like without carbs your body's going to die, but you want to be eating carbs around your activity level, not just because you're hungry. Second thing, they're all going to want you to have green veggies, whole green veggies, not vegetables covered in cheese sauce or macaroni and cheese, something like that. Like, they want you to have some sort of steamed fresh, raw or cooked veggies that are sauteed in olive oil, things along those nature, avocado oil, grapeseed oil, some sort of thing. But the point of it is, the more green veggies you eat, the more minerals and vitamins you get. The more minerals and vitamins, the more your body burns fat. So the healthier you can be with these green veggies, the more minerals and vitamins your body's going to be running at its optimum level of homeostasis. So plus, you can eat a ridiculous amount of veggies, fill up, and you're having very limited calories with it. So like a whole plate of veggies with, let's say, a piece of chicken or a burger or whatever, you can eat a ridiculous amount and be full and only have like 300 calories that entire meal. So that's the better part about eating them. The worst part is that it's going to be a little bit more expensive. It's a lot easier to eat processed, cheap foods, but your body's going to hate that. It's going to slow down its metabolism, it's going to gain weight, it's going to retain water, it's going to have high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, all that kind of stuff. So the green veggies is always going to be the way to go. You just have to wrap your head around, I want to eat green veggies and I don't want to eat this delicious sugar-filled processed food over on this side. So first part so far was to watch carbs. Second part is going to be more veggies. And then third part is going to, some say dairy, some say don't. Dairy is an inflammatory, so it does inflame your body, which does increase your stress, does slow down your metabolism. And so we're the only species on the planet that after birth still actually consume sort of dairy, like milk or whatever like that. I'm not saying never have cheese again. I'm saying have it in moderation, that you don't need it every single day to have milk with your cereal. There's a lot of sugar. You're gonna have milk in your coffees. You're gonna have cheese, eggs, all that kind of stuff. Eggs, I eat eggs probably 2 or 3 days a week. I don't eat them every single day, but they are some sort of a staple in my diet. But just be mindful on that, the yogurts and all that kind of stuff, what you're putting in, how your body breaks it down, and that kind of stuff. So those three things are carbs, limiting, green veggies, preferably organic or whole foods, and then third would be the dairy part. So that's the basis of our diet plans that are out there. Now, with the diet plans that are out there, a lot of them, like keto doesn't care about calories, it just cares about no carbs, which is fine to a point, but a lot of those foods are really high in calories, so you gotta be mindful as to how much of it you're eating. Whole food, Whole30, paleo, that kind of stuff, they don't want you to count calories because they want you eating more of those green veggies. And like I said, you can eat a ridiculous amount of green veggies and have a very limited calorie count at the end of the day. And then Weight Watchers is a classic. Everyone has points with Weight Watchers, and if you ever looked at their system, the green veggies, the healthier stuff, are always going to be a lot lower points versus a cherry pie or piece of cake or whatever is going to be higher points, because they don't want you having a lot of that to maintain your calorie count. So however you want to book it together, if it fits your macros. We're only working on how many proteins, carbs, and fats you're getting versus counting calories. You're still counting numbers. One's lower, so it's easier to count versus higher. But the basis is the less calories you eat and the more activity level you have is how you're going to lose weight, because you're burning more than you take in. Vice versa. If you're eating more and you're not very active, you're not going for walks, you're not working out, you're not part of a fitness program, then you are going to be gaining weight, because you gain weight or lose weight consistently all the time, no matter what, based on food. It has nothing to do with working out a very little bit, but it's better just to say nothing so you don't get that mind frame, oh, well, I worked out today so I can eat this entire pizza. That's not really how it works. You work out because you want to have stronger bones and joints, you want to reduce pain, you want to have a stronger heart, and you want to be able to be active and mobile to play with your kids, go hiking, go skydiving, do activities and adventures. When you take all that away and all you do is sit all day, you eat processed foods, you have no activity level, you're not burning all those calories you're taking in, and you just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And we're gonna do a whole nother video on mindset as to what that cycle does for your mind as you're gaining weight and how it's so hard to get out of it. But I wanted to talk today just about how every diet plan is out there is basically broken down into 3 things. So if you follow those 3 things, limiting your carbs, eat more green veggies, and watch your dairy intake, you will have the general premise of any healthy diet, and hopefully find something that you can be, consistent with for the rest of your life. Doing a 6-week plan and losing, weight to have a 6-pack or a beach body is great, but what are you going to do the rest of the 70 years you're still alive? You got to have habits to go long term, not just a little quick fix so I can look good in this wedding photo, but then gain 50 pounds after the wedding. So no one wants to be fat, no one wants to be overweight, no one wants to be picked on, neglected, have their spouse cheat on them or anything like that because of the way that they look. So why not do something about it? And so I thought today's topic of just how to understand that every diet's the same is pretty much your best bet as to the base foundation for nutrition. After this, we'll go through more. If you guys want to leave comments underneath, I'd be more than happy to answer your questions. But yes, let's start with the 3. Lower your carbs, eat more green veggies, watch your dairy intake. That's it for today, guys. Like I said, leave comments below or check out our Facebook page. We have the free Facebook group, Better Me V2. We'll link it in the show notes below, but look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.